Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. This
All
is a special edition for the Boston Independent Drivers Guild,
right,
BIDG,
all
organizing
right,
meeting coming to you live on
live.
Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. And we are so excited to be here this evening.
All
Just
right,
wanted to let everyone know this is a cover our assets disclaimer. So, for our topics, for our agenda tonight, we are not endorsing any candidate running in the Massachusetts primary. We are just, talking, gossiping, spilling the tea, having some fun. We do at BIDG like to get loose, shoot the ish, have a little fun every
yes.
once in a while. We can't always be about business, right? You know, and so that's what we are going to do tonight. And I'm here with my humble homeboy, my brother from another mother,
Hey,
Big Phil,
I
aka
miss everybody.
Felipe Martinez.
How are
You
you?
know, he's over here working hard.
Hi, Beth. You look great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm really interested to know what's going on. So, we do have a great show for you tonight. And we are going to start off with the purpose of our organization. So, the
Mhm.
Boston Independent Drivers Guild was founded in 2018. We actually have one of the founding members here, Big Phil, over here, the antiques expert. And it was founded because drivers realized, even though they had a lot of complaints and ways that Uber, Lyft, and the gig economy could be improved, they also realize that together we are stronger.
That's
And
right.
also, we realize that we have a lot in common. And so that's the purpose of the Boston Independent Drivers Guild. Our purpose is to educate drivers, the public, consumers about the rideshare industry, Uber and Lyft gig work, and let people know what are their rights as a worker, as a consumer, as a taxpayer. We are here for charitable causes, and we are also here for scientific and research causes. We are part of the gig economy. Felipe and I are both experts in the gig economy game. And we do trainings about this, and we're doing research about this. And so that's just that is our purpose. And so it looks like we are having some technical difficulties in the studio. And so Yassine says, good luck from Logan International Airport. It's really nice that, Yassine, he's shouting us out on Facebook. And so we're going to give that love right back at him. Thanks to Yassine. We're going to hope he makes all the money. Shout out to our brother Yassine over here. And so we got Big Phil back in the building. He got through his technical difficulties. And so, is there anything you'd like to add about the purpose of Boston Independent Drivers Guild, Felipe? I don't know if you're able to unmute yourself.
So we're an organization, grassroots, and we're pushing forward. And we want to get people involved because there's going to be big changes happening in Boston with the rideshare industry. And we want everybody out there to know that we're out there with them, helping them, working with them. And, we want to motivate them because this is a precarious industry, and we want to make sure that we're on top of our game to help our fellow brothers and sisters out there in the rideshare and gig economy.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for that feedback. And so, what we are going to do, we are going to go on to the next topic on our agenda. And so, the next
Right.
topic on the agenda is our 501c3 status. So, let me tell you, I do have to give it to Uncle Joe Biden. The IRS has gotten better, you know, from about 3 months to get through to someone to only about 3.5, 4 hours, and me being able to take a nap while trying to talk to the legal department of the IRS, get it transferred 3 times. So things are improving. So I am ecstatic to announce that officially, as of August 11th, Boston Independent Drivers Guild has been awarded its 501c3 status.
Wow,
So,
this is great. This is
yep,
fantastic
we're
news.
raising the roof right here.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
we're really happy about this. So, any contributions made to the organization forward are tax deductible. Who
That's
doesn't like
right.
a tax deduction? I know I
That's
live for
right.
it.
That's right.
Who likes to save? A dollar saved is a dollar earned, right?
That's right. That's right.
And so we are happy about that. We have a Cash App. You could donate on Square. We're gonna get signed up for the whole shebang. So, PayPal, everything coming soon. We are also working on programs for our drivers. One of the programs that we are, about to implement is actually collecting data from you, our fellow rideshare drivers. And as a reward for your time, we will be giving out gas cards. Gas is still expensive. And we're not talking about little $20 gas cards. We're talking about triple digit gas cards. So everyone knows, for some drivers, that's a works, depending on how much you drive, that's a week's worth of gas. Because we at Boston Independent Drivers Guild, we value all of our rideshare drivers, all our Uber drivers, all our Lyft drivers, all our livery drivers. And we want to show you our appreciation about how hard all of y'all are working out here. We know it's raining. We know a lot of y'all were working on Labor Day, trying to make that money, pay for your kids to go back, back to school clothes. Everything's expensive. And so we understand that. And so we are just ecstatic. That's one of the programs we'll be offering. We are also in the process of signing up to be a vocational provider to try to provide training for drivers that are sick of the industry and for their family members, to get into high paying fields in our state and abroad, especially since the work from home economy is expanding. That's also going to be one of our programs. And we have a few other programs in the works. If you have an idea for a program that you think would be beneficial to gig workers, rideshare drivers, please feel free, to bang our line, hit us up. I will post, send us a message, send us an email. We are a small organization, so it may take us a few business days, to get back to you, but someone will get back to you. I put our website address, bidg.org. Just put it in the comments if you have any questions, comments, ideas, or concerns. And so after that, we are going to go. Do you have it? Oh, do you have anything to say about the 501c3 status, Felipe?
I think it's wonderful. I mean, we've been really working hard. We need to get more numbers for the drivers. We need to educate the drivers. This organization has been great with the education of the drivers and helping the drivers learn how to protect their rights, learn how to make more by doing rideshare, and building solidarity campaigns with one another. So I think this 501c3, this nonprofit status is fantastic. It's fantastic for people in this group. It's fantastic for the people in Massachusetts that there is a rideshare drivers group out there working very hard, and we're not working hard for ourselves, we're working hard for each other. I think that's very important. So I'm very happy to hear about the status that we received.
It is very important. And I just want to give a big shout out to Big Phil Felipe over here because honestly, before I got involved with the Boston Independent Drivers Guild, he is my mentor. He has been my mentor. He really focused on building relationships with community organizations, with unions, just with everyone. And he's always been really great at that. And I really want to show, give him a big shout out and show my appreciation to him, because if it wasn't for him building up these relationships, we are very well respected in the community. And we have sacrificed a lot. I don't know if people know this, but Felipe is being dragged in and out of court by Uber and Lyft, and he still refuses to back down. I got deactivated by Uber for trying to help drivers and for helping drivers. We refuse to back down. We're not afraid of these billion-dollar companies. Like, we have sacrificed everything. I mean, everything to fight the fight for the drivers, for the gig workers. And some of y'all might not be aware of that, but we have done that and we have not stopped fighting yet. And we will continue to fight. And
Well,
because of that, I really have to give a big thank you to Felipe, because sometimes it could be draining, right, Felipe? It
it is
can
draining, but
be intimidating.
that's right. It's intimidating. But one of the things is, Beth, something. Um, I appreciate everything that you've said, but there was a lot of people behind the scenes that pushed us to be where we are. I'm not sure if everybody knows, but we were in the mass not for sale campaign, and Uber and Lyft spent millions of dollars against the drivers and the taxpayers with a ballot initiative, and we helped stop that. A grassroots organization put Uber and Lyft to the wall because of the relationships that we've built with community organizations, nonprofits, unions, AFL-CIO, and other community organizations. These are built relationships that matter. Relationships definitely matter when you're building a network of organizations. Also, yes, I was subpoenaed last week. I'm going through that. We've been dragged through. Beth, you've been deactivated. We talked about that. And I'm in the process of being deactivated in a sense. And then I'll let me sign up again. And it's not easy, and it's been a long, I don't know, since 2018. It's been a lot of years, but I still, like others, have the fight. Some of us put our face on the line, but it is what it is. You just got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you feel your heart is telling you to do. And my heart told me, with other people, to piss Uber and Lyft off as much as possible. So thank you, Beth, for everything you do too. So
Yeah, and I was temporarily deactivated, but they gave me a lot of hell to get reactivated. I knew my rights and I knew what they were doing was illegal, it's unfair, and I called them out. I'm not afraid to call a spade a spade. And I told them the reason why you're going after me is because I'm over here fighting for working people, you know? And so it took a while, but I was able, you know, to get reactivated, thankfully. I was able to do that. And so we're still fighting the good fight. There's more and more people turning to this economy as inflation goes up, as people's rents are going up, as groceries are going up, everything's going up except our checks, right?
That's
And
right.
so a lot of people
That's
have
right.
turned okay. So they've turned to gig work to actually um to actually add some money to their households. And that's totally understandable. And so hopefully, as soon as possible, hopefully within the next month by, October, we'll be able to have, programs for drivers, really be able to help our drivers out, our gig workers out, and really be able to connect you a lot of times to services that you may not even know about that exist in the country, in the city, and in the state. And so we are going to go to our third topic, and it's pretty exciting. So, a group of us drivers were approached about a driver cooperative in Massachusetts. So they have a driver cooperative in New York. And even with, them implementing a minimum floor, hourly floor that Uber and Lyft drivers have to make in New York City, the members of the cooperative make 8% more. And New York is one of the highest paid markets for drivers. And they're expanding in Colorado, they're expanding in North Carolina, they're expanding all over the country, because when drivers realize there's an opportunity for drivers to be the workers and the owners
That's right.
of, let's say, an Uber Lyft type app, and Uber and Lyft and the shareholders don't get the profits, the workers get the
That's right.
profits,
That's right.
because we're the ones doing all the work, taking all the risks, giving all of our time, and Uber and Lyft gets all the rewards. Well,
That's
this
right.
is something that's going to be able to turn the tables on rideshare. And
That's right.
also, we have a plan. We have something that these other companies aren't offering. And so we are looking for, we're looking for a few good drivers, whether you've
That's
been
right.
deactivated, whether
That's
you
right.
want to start, whether you want to start being a driver, or you're already a rideshare driver and you're sick of Uber and Lyft taking more and more money out of our pockets. I honestly know that, especially our drivers that are from the Cape, I know what happened recently. They cut Cape rates.
Yeah.
Um, Uber
And
did.
Beth, this is a model. This is a model that's definitely viable. That the rideshare drivers own the app and they own the business. And again, you're right. We need a handful of some few good leaders to join to push this co-op. And out of transparency, Beth, everybody, not many people know. I have relocated to Atlanta, Georgia, and I will be helping drivers here, um, uh, help them build a solidarity campaign here in Atlanta, Georgia, and maybe even educate them on how the co-op works. I know, I took an 8-week course on the drivers co-op, and Beth, we've been in some meetings with other co-ops, and the business knowledge that you have is is instrumental to build a successful driver cooperative in Boston, Massachusetts, and the education that we can share across the country. Specifically now that I'm in Georgia, this is truly going to make drivers independent and work for themselves. And not only that, go against one of the biggest behemoths, Uber and Lyft, and be working on a level playing field. So I think that we were very thankful, when you took over 2 years ago, um, and and I think this is going to be a very uh, successful campaign for us um, to ignite a true workers alliance in in Boston, and the drivers will own their own app. Um, and I'm actually very excited. I mean, because you know, we need all those. Hey, what's up, Zohair? We need a lot of livery drivers. You know, those are the ones that are going to be. Hey, what's up, Ken? Ken's my man. He's in Georgia. He's the guy running the rideshare drivers here in Georgia. He's a great guy, Ken Wainwright. How are you? And you know, it's an exciting time for the drivers, and I hope that we can build more camaraderie
Mhm.
with the drivers, especially in Boston, you know, because they deserve it. Because you know they've been lambasted from Uber and Lyft, and their rates, like you just
I
said,
mean, we
have been
have
cut. Yeah, they've been cut dramatically. You know, especially now in the Cape, you know, where they're doing different rates and everything. So hey, this is the time to get on board. This is the time to fight, and this is the time to make your own app. I mean,
Mhm.
I mean, this is exciting, Beth. You know,
Yep.
the drivers could own their own app, you know, workers co-op, and you know, we can give them the tools. We can educate them. You know, we've been doing this since 2018. We have the connections, and I'm just excited to see where it goes. And again, Beth just put out the link. You know, if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, I know Ken's in Atlanta with me. You know, fill out that information. Beth's been handling all the back end stuff. Anybody who's getting this link, if you want to know more about the co-op, the drivers co-op,
Mhm.
it's an interesting concept, and I think it's very viable, and it could be very successful. So I'm very happy to help
Mhm.
drivers help themselves, and I know you are too, Beth.
Yeah, and I wanted to say we were contacted by someone in Colorado. So this isn't just a Boston thing, it's not a New York thing, it's an America thing.
That's right.
Workers are getting sick and tired of
That's right.
getting sick and tired of putting their lives on the line, of getting in accidents, getting no insurance, getting in an accident, and then you got to come up with 2 grand to pay the deductible out of
That's
your
right.
own pocket. Your insurance won't cover you. All types of crazy stories that we see on the news every single day. And so this is a movement. It's, so it's expanding and it's growing. And I also want to point out I will be in Philadelphia. I'm also, I hate to keep make it about me, but as you heard, Felipe completed a cooperative academy. I completed a cooperative academy, and I'm also a partial worker owner of a cooperative here already in the state of Massachusetts. And we're looking to make this number two. I want to be a worker owner of a second cooperative. This is something, it's kind of like if it, a family, but you listen to everyone
That's
takes a
right.
vote. But when's the last time you were in a boardroom or you were in a meeting with the CEO of Uber or the CEO of Lyft or the CEO of DoorDash? I'll wait. How many of y'all drivers were in the room in a members only meeting?
That's right.
So, this is the power, this is the potential. We're talking about building something from the ground up for
That's right.
drivers, by drivers, to benefit the people of the Commonwealth. And
Yep.
I'm lucky and happy to let everyone know I'll be going to Philadelphia. It's a whole conference of all the cooperative people that are part of worker cooperatives in the whole United States. And I will be taking a class on financing cooperatives. I've always been about show me the money. And so I'm really excited to have another opportunity to be a servant leader and a servant learner, because I really want to learn about the money and how cooperatives get financed and what it takes to financially run a successful cooperative. And
Don't
so,
forget, don't forget, Beth. These drivers since 2015 have put their sweat equity, okay,
Mm-hmm.
their hard-working cars, their time, their gas, their repairs. I know a guy by the name of Steve. He's been driving Uber. I think he changed his engine like 4 times. He also has a
Mm-hmm.
livery company. But this is equity. This is your sweat equity that Uber and Lyft have benefited from. Why shouldn't you benefit from it? And like I said, we're here in Boston. We're educating the drivers in Boston. We're going to educate the drivers in Georgia. And we're here to give our information to the people who want it. And I'm very excited that you're going to go to Philadelphia. I hope that you reach out to some of the other rideshare organizations. Not many people know, but since 2019, we have an olive branch from Boston, Massachusetts, all the way to California, to Seattle, to Colorado, across the country with rideshare groups. Even Ken just said something. I've known Ken for almost 2 years in a rideshare group. So we are building relationships, because you know something? Relationships matter. And we really
Mm-hmm.
need to reach out and grab other people, grab their hands, and extend our information to them. And that's what we're going to do. And that's complete solidarity. You just can't do it on your own. We need each other. So
We
I'm like I said,
do.
I'm excited. We're very excited.
Mm-hmm.
And we should. Is there anything else on the agenda? Because we only got like 3 minutes. But
Well, we got two more things on the agenda, but I wanted to put them kind of last because when I checked, the results weren't so up to date. They keep coming in and streaming in. But I'll bring up the last topic really quickly. So, Shannon Liss Reardon, who her nickname is Sledgehammer Shannon. She has forced Uber, Lyft, and all these other companies that are famous for violating worker labor laws. She's put millions of dollars back in the pockets of hardworking people. She's looking to connect with drivers. I do have a list of drivers. However, if you I'm going to put it in the comments. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired and you're a Massachusetts driver and you would love to connect with Shannon Liz Reardon, please, she has this website, uberlawsuit.com. I'm posting it in
yeah,
the comments. Please
she's
tell her Beth
fantastic.
and
She's a
Felipe
she
sent
is
you.
a she is a lawyer for the rideshare drivers, and she
Mm-hmm,
takes, she's working with a driver. I can't say his name, but it's very interesting. But it's funny, ready? So a lot of people contact us regarding deactivations, right? Beth, me and you, we deal with
mm-hmm.
it all the time, ready?
Yep.
So she's working with someone who got deactivated, and I'm working with someone who got deactivated. Okay, we can't get any information through us, right? But once Shannon Liz Reardon goes through them, they get information within hours. I've seen information received within hours of someone's complete rideshare history, within
Mm-hmm,
hours of Shannon Liz Reardon going out there, sending a letter saying, we need to know what's going on. This is retaliation. Bang, 3 hours, they give her everything. So when Uber and Lyft say they don't give you anything and they can't give you anything, you reach out to Shannon Liz Rand. She's like one of the best lawyers around. I'm so proud to know her. And
mm-hmm.
she's fantastic.
She is. And just before we get to our next topic, it's our final topic for the night. We do have to we have to say a disclaimer. Since we have our 501c3 status, we're talking about elections and Massachusetts primary election results. So we're going to say this disclaimer. The Boston Independent Drivers Guild does not endorse any candidates. And the opinions that we are about to speak about here, they are personal opinions and do not reflect on the opinions of our nonprofit organization as a whole. We just have to cover our butts again. And these elections, it seems, have been really interesting. There is some controversy with, I don't know if you're familiar with the Suffolk County, district attorney's race. It seems like a lot of people can't stand either the candidate running for DA. I mean, I live in Boston, so I apologize. I don't live in Boston, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm looking at the AP estimates. And so we have got, it looks like 7.6% of the votes accounted. We'll start with the governor's race. And we'll start with Democrat first, but it's because it starts with D. It's not that anyone is favoring Democrats over Republicans. This is just for commentary. So it looks like Maureen Healey's in the lead with 85% of the votes for the Democratic ticket. Sonia Chang Diaz dropped out of the race, but it looks like she got 15% of the votes. I mean, that's pretty good for someone that dropped out, right? What do you think about that?
Well, I'm no longer in Massachusetts, so here I come,
What's
Georgia
crazy?
politics.
I'm going to snitch on myself. I actually voted for Sonia.
Well, there you go.
I voted for her, even though she dropped out of the race. Okay. Sometimes I like to go for the underdog, I'm impressed. 15%.
I don't know.
Right
I like Maureen Healey, I think
I don't
Maureen
know
Healey,
now. She was forced to back away. I was a Maura fan until she said she would veto a bill about rent control. And then she was forced to backtrack.
I get it.
I'm just saying.
And like we said, that's our opinions. That's your opinion. My opinion is that she's strong for the rideshare drivers. She is she's a strong woman. I think, Massachusetts needs a strong woman to be at the State House. And I'm just so happy that things are changing.
I mean,
Beth, by the way, did you lose weight, Beth? You look like you lost some weight.
I lost some weight. I gained weight. I lost it. Then I gained it back because I had to have a couple surgical procedures. And now I'm in the process of losing more weight.
Oh, good for you.
I've gone down a size. So yeah,
I lost some weight too. I'm down to 270 pounds. First time I've been 270. I haven't been 270 since before I got married in 2010.
Oh, wow.
I feel great. I feel healthy. I'm walking, I just got some herbal medicine I'm going to take tonight. It's called
herbal. That's what we calling it now. Herbal medicine.
No. No. It's called the French lilac. It's for it's like a metformin for diabetes. So I'm gonna take that.
Metformin. No, let me stop. No, that's a legitimate medication. That actually is. Oh my goodness. Well, me and my jokes. But let's get back to these results. So for the governor's race, we got Jeff Deal. Actually, it seems to be a little close, 53%. And Chris Doughty, I hope I'm saying your name right, Chris. If not, I apologize. Please tell me how to say it correctly. With 47% of the vote. That's not so bad, And I'm an independent, but I don't know what Big Phil. I don't know if Phil is like independent, Republican, a Democrat, But this is interesting. So the Republican mass primary is more exciting than the Democrat one. I'll give him that. And so we got 3 people running for lieutenant governor on a Democrat ticket. We got Kimberly Driscoll, Eric Lesser, and Tammy Gavea. And it looks like Kim, if she, Kim is in the lead with 44.4% of the vote. Eric with 37.5% of the vote. And Tammy Gavea with 18.1% of the vote. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know about any of these other 2 except Tammy. I know Tammy, is supposed to be really good with the rideshare drivers. I think I voted for her too. I think she was the person I voted for today. She's in 3rd place, but you never know. Things could happen. She could come back. And so we got on the Republican ticket, we got Leah Allen and Kate Campanelli. Well, it's like girl power going on, like Lizzo said, like a girl. These ladies thought about running for lieutenant governor. We got, this is great. I'm loving all of these women, running for office. I love it, love it, love it. What do you think about that, Big Phil?
I think it's time to change. I'm ecstatic about that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's important. Times are changing. Uh, it seems like it's a good old boy mentality with a lot of men running the show, and I'm happy to see things change. So I'm excited about that. So
Yeah, I'm telling
yep,
you. And so we're gonna move on because we are a little bit over time, but we're gonna move on to the AG
yes,
Attorney General's race. So we have Andrea Campbell, Shannon Liz Reardon, and Quentin Palfrey. So, and you know a fun fact? I think Shannon's middle name is Leah or something like that. I didn't know that, but it was on the ballot. I was like, uh-oh. So that's pretty interesting. So Andrea is in the lead with 47.3% of the votes. Shannon is coming in at second right now with 35.1% of the votes. And Quentin, I didn't even know about Quentin. He's in third place with 17.6% of the votes. I will say this, I voted for Shannon I didn't know about Quentin, but between Andrea and Shannon, I do know Shannon is more progressive. She is someone that I do have a personal relationship with. And, I think she's great. She's done a lot for gig workers. She's done a lot to put millions of dollars back in the pockets of working, working families, working people.
right.
Um, I like Andrea Campbell as a person. She's really great. She has a great personality. I don't know Quentin, so I really can't comment. I can't comment about him. And then we have we got James. He's running unopposed for the Republican ticket. And then we got Secretary of State. So it looks like Bill Galvin has 72.8% of the vote. And we also have Tanisha Sullivan with 27.3% of the vote. I voted for Tanisha. I was, lucky enough to hear her speak at the Massachusetts DNC in June, just a couple months ago. And, I really like her, was able to observe her. I like her style. Bill has been the Secretary of State since I've been a little whippersnapper, So I feel that it's time for some change, it's time for some change and everything. I don't why not?
Change is always good. Let me. How do I look here? What's good?
Well, I don't know about that. And then the Supreme Court said, hold my beer. So I don't know if all change is good.
Mm,
I think it depends on the type of, think it depends on the type of change.
that's right.
So that's really, really been interesting. Like I voted for Tanisha. I don't have any issues with Bill. But I'm like, wow, she's a young, passionate, charismatic, caring woman. I said, and I think this change would be a good thing. And then we
Mm-hmm.
got Rayla Campbell, who's running on the Republican ticket, it looks like, and she's running unopposed. Now we got a lot of districts where people are running, like everybody is running uncontested. And then there's a couple of races that I'm really trying to get my hands on. Like it says District 8 and District 9. For some reason, nothing's given. But we do have some better results. So we have the Suffolk County DA's race. So this was the race that was like the most controversial. And this isn't me saying this. This is a Boston Globe. Don't come for me because I don't live in Boston, y'all. Don't come for me.
Right.
This is what the Boston Globe says. So if you want to go after anyone, go after Danny McDonald and Tiana Wooder because they're the ones that wrote this, not me. So I quote you, August 29th. It sounds like I don't want to vote for either of them. Controversy defines the Suffolk DA's race. Like they've been accused of being, perverts, sexual assault, inappropriate thing. So, I can't speak about that. I don't know anything about this, but this is just what the paper is saying, not me. Don't come for me now, y'all. Don't come for me. But actually, Kevin is in the lead with 61.6%, and Ricardo is in second with 38.4%. And didn't no one run on the Republican side for them? And so now we're going to go to the state Senate, Suffolk County Dems. And no one's reporting yet, but we got Pavel, Doris, and Eunice running for the first Essex Democratic primary. And I forgot which precinct, but I think it's somewhere in the Cape. They're not reporting anything until midnight because their vote was locked. And this is a highly looked after race. I do know a little bit about the Mass 2nd Suffolk Democratic primary. I don't live in their district, but I was invited to participate in this. They actually had a town hall at a community center in Boston, and it was Menard Culpepper, Nika Elugardo, James Grant, Liz Miranda, and Diane Wilkerson. So I know Diane Wilkerson. My mom knows Diane Wilkerson. My aunt actually did her campaign years ago. I know of Liz Miranda. I know that people have a high amount of respect for her in the community. She is Cape Verdean, like myself. I also know James. I actually used to be a camp counselor for his daughter when she was younger. And he's pretty well known and respected in the community too. And I really know Nika. She was an endorser of Mass is Not for Sale campaign. She is just a true kindred spirit. She's a leader, and everything isn't all about her. So I don't know anything about Menard Culpepper, but if I could vote, I would have voted for Nika. I was Team Nika all the way. There's just something about her, and that's very rare to be in a politician. She likes to build up others and not always focus on herself. That's one thing I have noticed about her. And so we got the Worcester County Democratic race. Oh, so Robin Kennedy and Joseph Petty. So it looks like Robin won with 54.3% of the vote. That's in Worcester. And so for the sheriff's county vote, Steve Tompkins, it looks like, won with 63.5% of the vote. Or I should say he's in the lead because it's only a small percentage of the votes counted. And Sandy is at 36.5%. So do you have anything to say about these numbers?
Me? No, not me. I'm getting ready.
Like I'm getting ready to bow out. I understand. I totally understand. It's understandable. And so, wow. And so that was the last thing. So we got Big Phil over here. And so we're sorry we went a little bit over. We apologize for that.
Sorry about that. I do have to run.
I gotta go too. And so thank you everyone for tuning into us on your social media channels. Please like and share. Go to our page, BIDG.org. Sign up, get plugged in.
We love you very much.
Yep. We love and appreciate all of you. Feel free to leave us a message, a text. Our number is on the website. And we will be restreaming this meeting. We'll be restreaming it tomorrow for those of you all that didn't have a chance, can look at it at your convenience. So to everyone, take care and have a good night.
Share it to your friends. Tell them to share it.
Yep, share. Sharing is caring, baby. And we thank you in advance for sharing. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Bye.